Hey guys, John Nesbitt with the Customer Factory here. I thought I would do a little less formal video. I thought I'd come out in the sun and not be so screen-faced in front of the computer and just give you something I came up with that I wanted to point out to you. There's something called opportunity cost. It's in marketing, but it's in all aspects of your business. Opportunity cost is when you don't do something, but there's a cost associated with not taking action, right? Many people associate this with marketing. When someone comes along and says, hey, I want you to run this marketing campaign, run this ad, run this radio, run this newspaper, run this print campaign, postcards, whatever it is, and I'll give you the way the difference is between practices. Small practices look at those things as potential expenses. Oh man, what's the expense of that going to be? Oh man, okay. Larger practices uniformly, docs who run larger practices uniformly look at them as potential investments. Well, if I put this much into it, what can I expect to get out of it? Now, there are many ways the same kind of question, the same looking at things, but it's a different point of view that is the critical point of view on whether you're going to be really successful or not with your practice, quite honestly. You never saw anybody really advertise themselves out of business. I mean, it's really rare. You have to really screw up to over-advertise yourself and go out of business. Most of the time, people get small, they have a little downside in income, and they pull back on their marketing. And then the income goes down and they pull back a little further. Every time you pull back on your marketing and advertising, you can expect your market share to get smaller and the response to get smaller. You never get more patients next month by cutting the marketing budget next month, right? It doesn't work that way. Now, it get a little confusing. Sometimes things don't work very well, or things wear out, or they need to be managed. Your marketing budget needs to be better managed, perhaps. But really reducing it, you should be seeking to find out how much money can you spend profitably on marketing and look to make it bigger. I've said it before, and you probably heard me say it. It's, you know, are big companies and big practices big because they have big marketing budgets, or they have big marketing budgets because they're big? Well, the obvious answer is they're big and they have a lot of market share because they've over time ratcheted up that investment from when they started small, and they keep ratcheting up higher and higher. So look, I'm an entrepreneur, you're an entrepreneur, and pretty much you don't get very far playing it totally safe. Just because every now and then you have a disaster where you spent, you know, $5,000 on that campaign and you got squat, don't let that convince you that you should stop marketing or pull back or just go to referrals only or something like that. Don't do that. That's a shame, because when you do that, you're giving that marketplace up to your competition. The market is a moving place. It's not static. Your market share is either growing or it's shrinking. People are either hearing, more and more people are hearing about you, or fewer and fewer are hearing about you, right? So, and you're either growing or dying, frankly. I mean, that's really what's happening. No one ever really stays the same. You're either growing or dying, and you don't grow by looking at things as an expense all the time, being fearful. You grow by being a little more aggressive, right? I mean, there are two types of practices, right? We've heard this said before: those who market aggressively and those who struggle. Right? I don't want any of you guys to be out there struggling. The only thing I really see wrong in the entire chiropractic marketing world is that chiropractors too often hold yourself back. You think somehow you have to be more careful than you need to be, or that people dislike you more than they actually do. All these numbers you see around where chiropractors talk about the marketplace, they, oh, people don't like us. No, that's not true. I've actually done the market research myself. There's a wonderful, huge marketplace of people, and it's growing every day as people are getting more and more aware of things like, you know, natural healing and holistic types of approach to health. I would actually say that chiropractic is actually winning slowly but surely right now, right? You see more medically integrated practices. You see doctors adopting this new ideas that are actually coming out of that chiropractors have been saying for years. So look, so my message to you is, if you want to have an abundant, affluent life, it starts by communicating a lot and having an abundant, affluent marketing program, and getting out there and just getting in front of lots of people. That's pretty much how you get to be purpose-driven, and how you get to help a lot of people is by communicating big. So go out there this week, do that. If you want to blow up your marketing campaigns, go ahead and just double down. Just add a zero to everything you do, and you'll start adding zeros to the response rate, and you'll start adding zeros to your paycheck, and adding zeros to the number of people that you're helping. All right? So go out there, do some good, and I will see you in the next video.